for the expedited pace at which you are doing discovery. More so in this case than most, moving at a rapid pace to bring this case to where it needs to be is very, very important. And I see that all of you are working hard at that, and you have my thanks for that. Is there anything that needs to be addressed with regard outside of your motion for reconsideration, Ms. Riello, and Ms. Hogan, Ms. Morales? Is there anything outside of the motion for reconsideration regarding discovery that this court can assist you with at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. I spoke with Ms. Morales on Friday regarding some outstanding discovery items that Ms. Medina had been requesting since June 5th. If Your Honor would like, I could name those items. There are 6 of them. I followed up with Ms. Morales via email this week. We still have not received those items.
Well, if you can, why don't you go ahead and detail for me the items you're discussing?
Yes, sir. Item number 1 is Frank Ramos's sworn video statement.
I'm sorry, say that again. Say that again.
Frank Ramos' sworn video statement, which was conducted by Detective Montalvo.
All right.
Number 2 is Frank Ramos's sworn video statement conducted by Detective Elosewi.
Do you have dates? Do you have dates on the individual statements?
I can definitely supplement the court with dates.
That's fine. So we have 2 statements from Frank Ramos. One is a video, the other is a sworn video statement. What's your third item, ma'am?
They're both sworn video statements, one by Detective Montalvo, one by Detective Elosewi.
Okay.
The third item are T-Mobile records that we were alerted of via the discovery that's been provided so far. The fourth item is Facebook printouts. The fifth item is the specific messages that were shown to Detective Elosewi by witness EP during the video interview. And the last item that we have outlined so far are the text messages between Detective Elosewi and witness Verdesia, including the photos and videos. I'm sorry, there's an additional 7th item, text messages between Detective Elosewi.
Well, let me stop you for a second. Your 6th item are text messages between Detective whom?
Between lead Detective Elosewi and witness Verdesia, Verdecia, including photos and videos.
And your 7th item, ma'am?
And the 7th item is text messages between the lead detective Elosewi and Frank Ramos, including photos.
Okay.
May I say something else on that, Your Honor?
I beg your pardon, ma'am?
May I say something additional on that?
Yes, ma'am.
I do have a draft 4th motion to compel that actually points, Your Honor, to where in the discovery dates and things of that nature regarding to those items that we are asking.
Usually on something like this, the first question I have to the state is, do you believe that anything that's been mentioned here is not discoverable under 3.220?
Judge, I do not. I do not at this time, no.
So then do you have a timetable for under which you think you'll be able to provide these?
Yes, Judge, I do, and I was going to respond to Ms. Riello after court this morning. The text message between Detective Elosewi and Mr. Ramos was previously provided in an amended discovery exhibit on June 24th. So that item has already been sent over. I'm not aware, but I will look into text messages between the same detective and a Mr. Verdesia. That I'm not aware of. And I thought that the photos shown to Ms. Padron, the photos for a minor were already sent over, but I will look into that. I'm waiting. I have the 2 statements from Mr. Ramos. I thought that I had sent them over. I will send them over this week. And same with the T-Mobile records, which are quite short. The only thing I'm unsure about is Facebook printouts, since it's related to the identity of a minor that was out of state and just how they identified that person, but I will look into that and get with Ms. Riello.
All right. And if that needs any protective orders with regard to disclosure, you'll let me know. It sounds, Ms. Riello, like the state is aware of what you're looking for and is working on it. Also, those 2 video statements of Mr. Ramos, you would think should be provided as post haste. But it sounds like Ms. Morales is working towards getting all this to you. I'm going to suggest this. Perhaps if y'all would chat after this conference, and if you find that you're still not getting what you need next week, file a motion, and I will, because I haven't, it's clear that these are discoverable under Rule 3.220. You'll file a motion, and I'll give the state a day or 2 to respond, then I'll sign an order compelling these. But it sounds like they're on their way.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other discovery issues that need to be addressed before I move to your motion for reconsideration?
Only, Judge, I'd like to say thank you to the defense. After our last hearing and a subsequent email, they have filed notices of cancellation of the 3 redepositions that the state was concerned about. So that issue is no longer an issue. And as the last motion was about an evidence review, as I stated last time, we have that scheduled later this month. And so no other discovery issues that the state has.
Again, I'm glad that you all see the need for haste and for moving quickly in this case. And thank you for working so well together. Now, the defense has filed a motion for reconsideration. And while it's not in the title of the motion, it is in the body that they're asking the court to reconsider the orders of back in October and November, maintaining Mr. Rosa's housing with the Miami-Dade Department of Corrections